Right, good afternoon everybody and welcome back to another edition of Thai Talk with Dan. Now we've shared some crazy stories recently and we've started to get updates from subscribers that previously shared their stories. As the channel is getting older, people are now giving us updates on what previously happened to them. So things are getting interesting. Now, since I started the channel, there also seems to be a bit of a shift going on, and a lot of people are now starting to wise up and realize that it is very difficult to have a normal relationship here in Thailand. It's possible, but it's difficult, and people are starting to understand that. But there's also brand new people entering into Thailand and getting involved with a Thai woman, thinking that this one may be different. So our next story is about a young man that's decided to move to Thailand and live in Chiang Mai, and he started dating a woman. Do you think by the end of the story that this guy is going to be okay or not? Let him know down in the comments below. Once I've finished this story, I'm going to move on to an update from a subscriber who previously shared their story. So without further delay, let's get in to today's Thailand stories. Hi Dan, I am a 26-year-old American who just recently moved to Chiang Mai to work online and to try and learn the Thai language. When I first arrived, I quickly went to the various applications to start to meet women. I have already gotten past my heavy drinking and partying phase of life, as I hit it pretty hard while I was younger. This is what led me to choose Chiang Mai over the southern spots of Phuket and Pattaya. While on the applications, I meet up and talk with a few different women. During my preparation for my move to Thailand, I had watched many of your videos to try to prepare myself and become familiar with some of the big warning signs. I purposely only talked and met up with women who had a full-time job, and I would often avoid the best looking women who seemed obsessed with fashion and pictures. After a few women, I met this girl named Kitty. Not her actual name. She is 25 and slightly overweight, but still skinny by American standards, with glasses. She works a normal low-level job, 60 hours a week, and lives with her mother. She has no kids, and her dad unfortunately passed away when she was younger. During the first several dates, everything was good, and we spent the time walking around the different markets and just talking and learning about each other. I am not wealthy by Western standards and make that clear while we go out, but she seems okay with it and often suggests we eat street food or some cheaper Thai spots. At the start, she would often try to pay for at least her meal, but I always had a problem, as I knew she only brings home around 15,000 baht a month and lives in a small apartment with her mother. Eventually, she settled on that she would pay for the date one time a month. Now, this means a lot to me, as that's often more than what American women want to pay now. On top of that, she usually spends about 2 days' salary on the dates, which is a significant portion of her income. On top of all these good signs for me, she even waited to have the jiggy jiggy until the 5th time we hung out. Although this made me a bit impatient at the start, it made me feel more comfortable knowing she was less likely to be out sleeping around. We have been dating for a few months now, and I have met her friends who all have foreigner boyfriends too. This made me uneasy at first, but all of her friends have been dating their boyfriends for over 4 years, and one guy just recently proposed. I imagined before me there was a part of her that felt left out when all of her friends who had relationships and she was single. She said that she would go on dates with men she met on the applications, but they would always want just short-time fun while on holiday, and no one wanted a relationship. We have been together only a few months now, and things are still going well. She helps me learn Thai and brings me to cool places I would never have found on my own. Because of her heavy work schedule, we only hang out 1 or 2 times a week, so it has been a good mix of having our own lives separate from the relationship. This story has no ending yet, and it's still very new, but I will keep you updated, and I hope it will turn into one of the few happy stories on your channel. I appreciate the work that you do on your channel, and it has been very interesting to try to navigate my own relationship with a Thai girl. I hope all is well with you, and if you're ever in Chiang Mai, the beers are on me. Right, thanks very much for giving us a bit of an insight into your brand new relationship in Chiang Mai, and fingers crossed it all works out for you and we do get a good update in a few months' time. Now guys, what do you think? Do you think this is going to end up in disaster? Do you see any warning signs so far that you need to be very careful about? Let him know down in the comments. Now guys, before we move on to our next story, which is an update from a subscriber who previously shared their story on the channel. Before we get into that, a quick word from our partner, Christian Filipina. So guys, if you're looking to date an Asian woman and you've had enough, things aren't working out for you, it's not going right, why don't you try a premium dating service like Christian Filipina, where they screen all brand new members to ensure that everybody on the platform is 100% genuine. They are who they say they are. Now, the majority of the women on this dating service are Filipino women, which are quite fluent within the English language, so it's much easier to communicate. However, they do have Asian women from all over Southeast Asia that you can start talking to right now. So guys, if you are seriously looking at trying to find an Asian woman to have a real long-term relationship with them, then please check out Christian Filipina down below in the pinned comment or in the description of this video. Right guys, let's move on to the rest of today's story. Right, let's jump right in guys. This is the third email I have sent you. The first one you broadcast about a bar girl, Pat, real name Buriram, that I had an amazing couple of days with in Bangkok pre-COVID, and lost contact with her because the factory I was to do some work for whisked me away closer to their factory. You may remember that in the couple of fantastic days I had with Pat, I had not gotten around to getting her contact details, mobile phone number, or even giving her money or a gift for the time and love she lavished on moi. I felt like a real cad and felt like I had to go back to Bangkok to try and find her and pick up where we left off, or at least pay her well for her love and kindness. So in late September this year, I organised a couple of weeks vacation in Thailand to try and find my holy grail. To cut a long story short, I never found Pat. And even if someone knew of her, they weren't saying. But on arrival in Bangkok, I bumped into a German business contact from the past, Helmut, who has made his home in Bangkok. Thai wife and all. He gave me his contact details and said I must contact him when I am free. Besides, he was dying for an excuse, a foreign visitor, to get out from home for some fun. After my futile search for Pat for a couple of days, basically going from bar to bar, it was Friday night and I gave Helmut a call. He got my hotel details, told me to dress fairly nicely, no shorts and flip-flops, and he would come and pick me up. I put on my best designer jeans, polo top, and for the hell of it, my gold Rolex that Mum and Dad had given me for my 30th birthday. Helmut arrived, we had a bit of a chit-chat about old times over a beer and headed off to a great seafood restaurant on the river. Now, Helmut never shared any information about his wife, and I never asked him, but I detected that she may have a jealous streak, hence him looking for an excuse to escape from home. Anyway, after dinner, we didn't go to any go-go bars. Helmut took me to a very upmarket nightclub, or to me it looked like a hostess lounge. When you arrive, you are escorted to a lounge with a small table, and drinks were ordered. With the drinks came two stunning ladies in beautiful evening dresses who sat right up close to us. The girls instantly zeroed in on my gold Rolex, which I must admit stood out like dog's balls. This made them a lot more eager to get to know us and let their hands do the talking. We bought the girls drinks and half expected them to bring over their mates for a drink, but this did not happen. I think these girls thought they were onto a winner, a couple of youngish guys flashing a bit of wealth around, and they didn't want any competition. We were given every hint and signal from the girls that they would like to leave with us, but out of defence to Helmut, who had to go home, I declined. We repeated this for a few nights in different nightclubs with the same scenarios. On a night when Helmut was not available, I did the old routine of going to a go-go bar on Pat Pong Road, had a few drinks, met a lot of lovely ladies, found a suitable candidate, paid the bar fine, taxied to the hotel, and did some horizontal folk dancing. At night's end, probably early morning, I paid the requested amount, but then the stories, I need taxi money, it's my birthday, etc, etc. This trip to Thailand was a wake-up call. It is now perfectly clear to me that you can have no illusions. This bar girl thing is a business, plain and simple. The girls trade their bodies for whatever they can get. Yep, you can find a bar girl, walk hand in hand from the bar to the hotel like lovers, but it is a business. Since my pre-COVID trip to Thailand, things have changed. Plastic boobs, plastic lips, and plastic personalities. Or have I gotten older and wiser and watched too many Thai talks with Dan? Either way, it is sex for money. Go there with this in mind and you could have a good time. And maybe save yourself a heap of trouble. It is my experience that many guys go through a stage of yellow fever or a desire for an Asian woman. Go to Thailand, pay your money, have a good time and have no illusions about real love. Best regards. Right, thank you very much for your update, and it looks like you won't be buying any land or houses anytime soon in the land of smiles. Now guys, in all fairness, it should be common knowledge and common sense that if you're going to a place where it's fully loaded, full of prostitutes and freelancers, bar girls and go-go bars, they are there. They are all there to make money. And the money comes from you guys that are going there. So of course they are going to say and do anything that they can in order to make the most money possible that they can make. And they don't care what they say, how they act, what they do. They don't care if it makes them the money, because that is the purpose. That is what they are all there for. And people need to wisen up to that. But unfortunately, when you mix alcohol and a pretty woman who's being all loving and warm and caring and kind and telling you that they love you and you're the best that they've ever had, and giving you stories and telling you they've not been with another customer, they're brand new to the bar, etc, etc, etc. We've all heard it all a million times, or at least most of us have. They will say everything that they can to try to make you fall in love with them as quick as you can, because that's when the big money comes into play. So yeah, you do need to wisen up a little bit, or a lot for some people. And when you go into these tourist places where it's full of these type of women, these types of bars, these types of people, then yeah, you go there, you have fun, you get out. Or if you're not interested in having fun and you're looking for something real, a proper relationship over here, then like I've always said, get out of the tourist areas and just try to date and take things slowly if that's what you're looking for. Right guys, if you've got your own Thailand story, then please feel free to email it in to me to thaitalkwithdan@gmail.com. It can be anything Thailand related, as long as it's a true story. Then most of us are happy to listen to it, and I'm happy to read it out on the channel. I don't know if it's coming across today, but I'm absolutely shattered. I didn't get a good sleep last night. I feel very drained today, so I do apologize if I have come across a bit monotone in today's video, but we all have off days, I suppose. But I'm trying my best to keep delivering the videos on the channel and getting into a proper routine. Unfortunately, my son's mother needs to go to hospital for an operation on Friday, so I will then have my son for a full week. I normally have him today, but because I'm going to be having him for a full week on Friday, he's not here. So now I don't know what to do with myself apart from just get my head down, get working. Christmas is coming soon. I hate it when people start talking about it, because it wakes me up to the fact that, I have a son, got to buy presents, got to sort out a Christmas dinner, got to decide to do something for New Year's, and it's like, oh my God. So I need to get organized for that. So head down now, working hard, and hopefully have a good Christmas and a good New Year. And I hope everybody else is going to have a good one. Also, if you're doing anything within Thailand, anything good for Christmas and New Year, also let us all know down in the comments, and it might give us some ideas of what us guys can do as well, as I might go away for the New Year if I can. Right guys, take it easy and ciao for now. Bye bye.